And boom, baby. Hey, guys, welcome to Draft Nights, your place to listen to sports news and pop culture. We are on Anchor, iTunes, TuneIn, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and on YouTube. And on today's show, we have comedian Greg Edwards. He's been on Comedy Central, MTV, BET, PBS, and is mostly known for his popular web series, Doug Notes. So without any further ado, Greg Edwards. What's up, man?
What's going on, Freddie? How you doing, man?
I'm good, baby. I'm good. How you feeling today?
I'm maintaining during this quarantine, man. You know, I'm doing all right.
You're doing all right? How's you and your family like holding on? Is it driving you crazy yet, or like you guys are just like, you know, keeping it cool?
You know, man, it's me and my lady. So I hit my family up through the phone and over House Party app. You use that House Party app yet?
A house party app? No, I haven't done that.
It's like Zoom, but you can see like 8 people, and it's pretty cool. I've been doing that with friends and stuff. But yeah, man, it's been real chill. I've been spending time with my lady, which is great. I love my lady.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. That's what's up. All right. Yeah, mostly what I've been doing is just eating my ass off and just watching like all these different movies and all these different TV series, and just like I would just call my family. They're not too far away from me.
Yeah.
So if I ever like wanted to see them, I could just like swing by. But like I just told them like I don't want to do that because last time I was around kids, I got sick.
Yeah,
I got sick. So I was like doing that.
Freddie, I'm telling you, man, hit your family up with that House Party app. They gonna love it. It's pretty dope.
All right, that's what I'm gonna do.
What you been eating though? What you been eating?
Bro, I've been like master chefing out here, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
What you cooking, man?
You know what I'm saying? I've been cooking some pork ribs.
Ooh, all right.
You know what I'm saying? Getting some chicken, some chicken breast, and also chicken drumsticks and stuff like that. I've been a lot of people, like I've been putting like some pictures of what I've been making.
Nice.
And on like my Instagram and everything like that, and everybody and my Facebook, and everybody's like, yo, what you been, that looks good, like how you been seasoning it?
I'm telling you, dog, I've been seeing a lot of my homies doing these food thirst traps for the ladies.
Yeah. So before we talk about Doug Notes, can we talk about you for a little bit so that, you know, the audience could get to know you more and stuff like that?
Yeah.
All right, so Greg, tell us where you're from.
I'm originally from Newport News, Virginia.
Okay.
It's a small town. Michael Vick is from where I'm from. I know Vick.
Oh, nice.
Allen Iverson is from where I'm from. It's a small town in like southeast Virginia, but really chill. It's a lot of famous people like Pharrell and the Neptunes, J.R. Alonzo Mourning. A lot of people, man. Plexico Burns.
Oh wow.
We got a lot of knuckleheads, but it's a good time. The Clips, yeah. Missy, Timberland, yeah. Good time.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's what's up. You know, AI was my my favorite. Like when I started getting into sports, my friend wasn't really into sports like growing up, but like just like I didn't get into sports till I was in like the 8th grade.
Yeah.
And I played my first sport I ever played was basketball. I knew nothing, like literally nothing. Like I didn't know. I thought basketball was just like a playground game. I didn't know about the NBA. I didn't know about like the NFL or anything like that. I thought that was just a playground game until some of my friends told me about like Allen Iverson and everything like that. And I grew up in New York, so
I hear that accent.
Yeah. So, AI was my favorite basketball player. He was just like, I was like, dude, I want to be like AI, and he's like my number one dude.
It's crazy. Like we grew up in the same town, so like when he was in high school, I was in middle school going to those games, and he was huge in high school, and then he got in trouble, and I mean it's like. But
they made a whole documentary.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's crazy. That's like my town. That documentary where it was at. I know that bowling alley.
Oh, wow.
I've been to that bowling alley. I played football at those stadiums where they showed him at. I was in those gyms. So it's crazy. He's been the same dude. I mean, he's grown up. But he's been that dude, like charismatic. People just love him, and athletic, and just been like a real dude. I'm glad he's grown out of his like dumb hood shit, but I'm glad he's still keeping it who he is, though.
Okay. Yeah. Like that's why I always loved about him. Like he never, he didn't, when he was wearing his braids and he's wearing his do rags and like. I was dressing like
everybody was.
Like that.
Everybody was.
You know what I'm saying? So I got the whole braids too and everything like that. And like I'm Dominican, right? Yeah. So I was like, I just grew my fro and I just braided it. I was just like, my mom was like, "Why you want to braid your hair?" I was like, "I want to be like AI, man. Come on."
Everybody.
I bought sneakers. Yo, his sneakers are so good. They were like super tight on your ankles, which like protect your ankles. They were like the best, man. I was like, oh, I love this. Like everything about AI was just the best. I think my first jersey, my first basketball jersey was AI. So, like, he's like to know that you came from the same town and everything like that. That's pretty dope.
Man, it was crazy watching his rise, and I mean when he crossed over Jordan, like we watched that clip. And I remember that was like 9th or 10th grade. We watched that clip over and over on the internet, that slow ass internet, when it was just,
right.
It's almost like digital, the crossover.
Yeah, DSL.
Yeah.
Online.
Oh, man, it was iconic back then.
Kids these days don't know that dial-up.
So easy. They got the shit on their phones. It's beautiful.
Yep. So, do you have any siblings, or is it just
you?
I'm
a middle kid. I got an older sister, and I got a adopted little brother. I tell everybody, he know he adopted. It's all good. Right. I think it's beautiful. I tell people all the time they should adopt. There's so many kids out there. Adopt.
Right. There's a movie out with this guy in it. He plays in. I can't believe why am I even blanking on his name, but he plays in like if there's a Boston movie, then he's always in it. Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
Yeah, he did a movie with this other actress where he actually adopts children, and it shows like not movies are fake, but at the same time like they show like real emotional journeys and stuff like that people like both the child goes through and like a parent will go through, like raising a child that's adopted and everything like that. So if you ever are interested in adopting a movie, if you want to adopting a child, if you ever want to see a movie about that, I think that would be a good movie. I literally forgot the name of it.
Check it out. It got Wahlberg in it. That's easy.
Yeah, just Mark Wahlberg. Movie about adopting. I think something parenting or something like that. But it's a really good movie. So you grew up in Virginia, and then you moved out to California.
Yeah, I was I was an athlete back home, but I was always like a cut up, and I started doing theater probably like my 11th grade senior year in high school, and I really got into it, and I was going to play football at Virginia State D2 school, but I tore my ACL, and I just came home, and I started doing like community theater, started going to community college, and I got really into theater, and I got offered like a deal to go to school out in California. They paid for my scholarship, paid for schooling, room and board, but I just had to come out to the Bay Area. I mean, just to California for a year before that. So I started looking for like acting programs out in California, and I got this audition to be at this like children's theater group that was sponsored by this like major insurance company in the Bay Area. Ended up getting that gig, and then I started living in the Bay Area like a week before 9/11 happened, and and it was crazy. And then I just started doing a lot of acting and started doing stand up. And just, 10, 15 years, 19 years later, I'm at the point where I'm at now. Just hustling and grinding and staying focused, being broke, girls breaking up with you because you can't afford shit. And, just grinding, man. It's real. You just got to keep going for what you want. people might say that your dream is dumb, or they might not believe in what you're doing, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't. It ain't their dream. It's your dream. But you keep doing what you're doing, and you keep doing it for you, and it ain't about the money, and it ain't about all that other stuff. And you keep pushing, things will happen. I'm a testament to that, man. Things will definitely happen, but you got to keep going. Preachy, you got me on preachy on Sunday, Freddie.
I hear you, bro. Damn, bro. Damn. Because I tried to do a little bit of the same thing too when I was younger, when I got out of high school. Bro, I don't know why, but nobody told me that what life was gonna be like after high school. Someone should have at least said, listen, there's only 3 ways to get ahead, right? If you either gotta you gotta get a degree, right? Go to trade school or start your own business.
Nobody, Freddie, nobody. It's like teachers try to tell you, but they don't tell. If they would have told us straight up like that, it'd have been different. Because I think I played so much in high school that I would have took things a little bit more seriously if I knew how real shit got after after you graduate. Because I probably see maybe 75 people that I graduated with. Since I graduated, it was probably 500, maybe about 500 people I graduated with. I've probably seen 75 of them in my life after that. So, I wish, like you said, I wish teachers or parents they try, but nobody can really tell you how it really is. But you're right. Trade
exactly,
school,
man. And
your own business is true.
Something like that, because I was just jumping from job to job to job, and then the one thing about me is that I love sports and I love entertainment. I loved movies, I love TVs and stuff like that. And I was just a friend of mine came up to me. He was like, "Well, you always watch TV. Why not try to go into acting and stuff like that?" So I actually did try it, but then out here you don't know where to go or who to talk to. So I did some what's it called? The people that play in the background of movies and stuff like that.
Extra work.
Extra work, yeah. So I did a lot of extra work. I was on Alicia Keys's video. What's it called?
You don't know?
Teenage Love Affair. Yeah. I was on there. I was in the it was so long ago. I was in the pajama party.
Okay.
Scene.
All right.
Her man, instead of going to the her what's it called? Because she was singing up there. She was singing, and she did a thing for her school. What is it? Talent show. Yeah, that's what it is. She was doing a talent show, right, for her school. She asked her man in the video to go, but he didn't. He decides, instead of going to the talent show, to go to the pajama party. And but then at the end she shows up at the pajama party. She just takes off her robe, and then you just see her in pajamas and stuff like that. And then I was there. You could see me I was wearing a black a red hat. You know what I'm saying?
I'm checking out the video right now. I'm looking at it on YouTube. Checking out the video.
Okay. I had a red hat on, and I was literally behind her man. You know what I'm saying? I was right there
party.
at the pajama.
Oh yeah, that was what's homie's name that played her boyfriend? I remember this video.
He did Antoine Fisher, yeah.
Derek Luke or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so then I did a bunch of those gigs, but
oh man, that's dope.
Yeah. Dude, for that one little scene, bro, I was there for 12 hours, man. Yeah. But yeah, after that, I tried different things, but it's so hard to get it. For you it might be different, but for people who don't know, just have zero knowledge of how to get into the acting business or entertainment business and everything like that, the grind is super hard, and you just, if you don't know what to do, you would just go off towards something
Yeah.
else, probably something that you think is an easier path or something you know instead of something you don't know.
No, I get
you know what I'm
it.
saying?
I get it.
Right. So what made you get into comedy?
You know, man, I just, as a kid, I always like, stand-up comedy. I don't know, something about it when I was really young. Like, I would go to my parents are super Christian, right? But I used to go to my cousin's house, and they would always have, like, Eddie Murphy on, or, like, the hottest comedian. They had, like, a tape. And I would always watch it, and I'd be like, man, this is super funny. And I just liked it. And I liked this other comedian named Gallagher who used to smash fruit. And I don't know, man, I used to just was attracted to comedians. And when I went home, I just started listening to comedy more. I would like find like comedy albums at the thrift store and listen to that. And I never had, where I'm from, they didn't have stand-up comedy. But when I moved to the Bay Area and I was doing theater out there, I would see open mics in the paper or like online and stuff, mostly in the paper back in those days. And I always wanted to try it, and I tried it, and I fell in love with it, man. It was hard, but I met a lot of cool people, and I just really got attracted to the scene, the comedy scene of everybody just trying out their jokes in different places and just hustling. And yeah, and I really love the struggle of it, how hard it was. This shit ain't easy. And writing your jokes, it ain't just, you can write something that's funny, but you got to perform it. You got to make it look like it's not stale. It's a whole art to it, but you got to make it look like it's not too performed. You know what I mean? And I just really fell in love with it, and I got better at it. I got good at it, and it made me like meet people that I would never like fuck with. You know what I mean? It's like it opens up a whole circle of people that you would never, like, in my life, I would never like hang out with. I would think these people are like not bougie, but I would think these people wouldn't relate to me. And you find out like, oh man, you do relate to all types of people. It's very punk. It's very skateboarder-ish. And, man, I've been doing this shit for like almost 20 years now, man. I mean, some of my best friends are comedians that I started with, back in those days, man. Yeah, I've worked with everybody, man. Dave Chappelle, Charlie Murphy, Paul Mooney, Debbie Kamau Bell, Ali Wong. I mean, I started out with Ali. I knew Ali way back in the day. So it's crazy to see friends that are like multimillionaires off of things we used to do at bars back in our 20s.
Oh wow, that's what's up, man. What did you do with Dave?
Stand up. I've opened for Dave Chappelle.
Nice.
Dave would always come to my home club, which is the San Francisco Punchline. He loves that club, and I was in there. That's my home club. So Dave will come there and do 2 weeks of shows, and his shows would go like, he'd start at 8:00, and the shows would end at like 1 a.m. And they would go that long. He'd take a pee break and then go back on stage. And so I would be there all the time, and I'd just be there hanging out, watching the whole show, being super tired for work the next morning. And, a couple of those shows I got to open for him. I'd do like 10 minutes up front, talk to him a little bit, Good dude.
That's what's up, man. I'm just like in shock right now.
Dave was super, super cool, and I just love the energy of his show. His shows were like concerts, man. Girls would get all dressed up. People would literally stay somewhere for 5 hours and leave only when he leaves, But he keep them entertained.
I haven't had the pleasure of going to a Dave Chappelle comedy, stand-up as of yet. But if he's ever on if ever I'm in the same area as he in, or if he's ever in the East Coast, because I'm from Jersey, and I live in Jersey, I should say, and I like to I like to go to comedy clubs when if I don't like if I have a date or something like that and she doesn't want to go to a movies or if she don't want to go to like a restaurant and stuff like that, I'll be like, yo, you know
Yeah.
what? Let's go to a
Well, they
comedy
got
club.
the
How about
Stress
that?
Factory.
Right?
Is that one?
Yeah, there's that. Yep, that's in
Yeah.
New Brunswick. Yep, down there. And I also go to this place nearby me. It's called the Cove, the
Okay.
Comedy Cove, or something like that. It's a really small place, but it's in a little bit North Jersey. And yeah, I go there sometimes. Yeah, and some of the actors are, I would say some of the comedians up there are good, but I haven't gone to the Stress Factory as of yet. But then with this coronavirus, it messed up all the plans.
I mean, comedy. I got a lot of friends hurting right now that they don't know what they're gonna do. Because when are people gonna get together again, and are they gonna feel comfortable? You know what I mean? Like hanging out.
Right.
So it's really in a weird place right now, man.
Right. I totally hear that, man. I really hear that. One of the comedians I follow a lot. I don't even know if you ever what's it called? Heard of him? I'm pretty sure you have because he worked with Dave Chappelle too.
Oh yeah, man.
Bill Burr.
Bill, I've worked with Bill too, man. Bill's a good dude. I worked with Bill.
Oh yeah.
I worked with Bill twice. Yeah. I love Bill, man. Bill's wild. Bill's fun. He's such an old man.
Yeah,
he got a kid.
He really always
he's married with a kid now, so he's changed a little bit. But yeah, I love Bill.
It's just funny that after he had that whole, I think one of his most popular stand-ups or his what do you call it?
The Philadelphia thing that he went crazy. Oh, okay.
No, not the Philly thing. Well, that one too, but he had this one joke, or not that one joke, but he had this whole skit where he talks about like marriage and stuff like that, talking about like when are people gonna stop getting married? And he was like, "Do you not see the statistics? Like one of 4 marriages end up divorced." He says, if I go into a plane and got to jump out of it, and the instructor says 1 out of 4 of these parachutes ain't gonna open, I ain't jumping.
He jumped in, boy. He all jumped in.
Yeah, he definitely jumped in. He was like, "Oh, this where I go to lose half my shit?" Okay.
His wife is cool. He's been with his wife for a minute now.
Oh, I love his wife, man. Whenever she goes onto the podcast, it's like so much. You can see how he's an asshole, and she's like, she's like kind of normal, but she'll like how they mesh.
She's
like
hustling
so
too now.
funny.
I mean, she's like producing stuff now with his whole company now. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So, bro, like, how did you? Let's go into Thug Notes, bro. This is how I found Thug Notes. I found Thug Notes when I did like movie reviews and stuff when I was like looking for movie reviews, and I found like Earthling Cinema, right, on Wisecrack, and then like so I was like listening to the dude on Earthling Cinema. I thought he was like hilarious, right? And then when I went to like search up another one of his episodes, on Wisecrack. Just a dude, right? Just this black dude with gold teeth and a do-rag and some chains and a tank top just pops up. And I was like, who the hell is that? Right? And I was just like, huh? And then I saw like, you did The Great Gatsby, right? Because that's what I was looking for. I was like, movie reviews on The Great Gatsby, because I love The Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio. So I was like, he talking about The Great Gatsby. I was like, all right, let me see what he says, right? Dude, you had me laughing so hard on your videos. I was like this is not only educational, like this is just, if my teacher like if you were my literature teacher and you was telling me about the Great Gatsby and you was breaking it down the way you was saying it, I would have read that 500-page
Oh
book.
man, that's real nice, Freddie, man. Nah, that was
Yeah, I was like, and then like you did so many others. Like right now, people, Doug Notes has 6 seasons and over 100
we
episodes.
went hard, man. We trying to. I don't know if we're gonna do more. I mean, the conversation keeps coming up if we're gonna do more and stuff. Yeah, man, but we did a lot. That ride was real fun, and it was crazy how popular it got, and that did a lot for my career too. But I still get emails from people that were like, "Man, this came out when I was in high school. Man, you got me through high school. You got me through my first year in college. Thank you so much." And teachers use it, so it's real cool, man. I like it the way that it breaks down things, because people think these books are only like bougie, academia type people can read. And I'm like, nah, man, it's just the same shit. You're just not hearing it the same way. And it's really cool. And the homie that actually wrote Thug Notes and like came up with the idea, Jared Brower, man, he's a real smart dude. And I'm just so glad that we all got together and got to do that, man.
So how did you end up with Wisecrack and doing and working with Jared Brower?
One of my mentors, I ain't got my mentors. When I started doing comedy in San Francisco, it was 3 brothers. No, it was 4 brothers that were around that were doing it and like on a higher level. And I was like, man, these guys funny, and they liked me and they welcomed me into like not their crew, but they just started looking after me very comedically. And the guys, W. Kamau Bell, who's super funny. Kamau is like super huge now. He got that show on CNN. He got Netflix specials. Him, a guy named Kevin Avery, who is like the head writer for New Negroes. He wrote for John Oliver. Homie got like 3 Emmys at his crib. Good dude. I still see him all the time. And another guy named Reggie Steele, who's in the Bay Area, married with a kid, still crushing it at the Punchline. But they were the older dudes, and they kind of took me in. And Kevin was working on Kamau's show, and Jared was working on Kamau's show too. And Jared went to Kevin and was like, yo, I got this idea, and it was Thug Notes. And Kevin was like, well, my homie Greg will be perfect for that. And I auditioned, and and I got the gig. And we did the first one, and it was real raw. We didn't have like any graphics in it or anything. And
it was Crime and Punishment, something like that. Yeah. See, I'm a fan, bro.
And it just evolved, man. And it was great. It's great. Yeah, those guys are good. I talked to Jared. Probably me and Jared are trying to work on something else right now with the Wisecrack crew. But yeah, man, those dudes are great, man. Family, they're family now.
So who came up with Sparky Sweet's PhD? How did he come up with it?
That was Jared and Jacob's idea. I mean, they took like Spark Notes. They took the Sparks. I think it's like a book that you can read to get like basically what Thug Notes is. Those little yellow books. And they put it together with Sparky Sweets.
Right.
And I think they were looking for like Swisher Sweets. But they put that together like the Spark Books and Sparky Sweets PhD, yeah.
All right, so this question is like a 2-parter. Did you think the show was gonna blow up as much as it did? And when did it blow up?
I thought it was a good idea. But for real, man, I was like, okay, this is an audition. I just looked at it as an audition for real. And I was like, oh, Kevin got me an audition. That's nice.
Okay.
These dudes. And I was like, oh, man, this is a good idea of a hood dude explaining books. I was like, fuck it, let me do it. And I put my twist on it and made it, just played it up real big and kind of goofy like. I didn't know. I really didn't. I didn't know. going into this stuff, I try not to be. I don't really try to think if anything's gonna. I don't think if it's gonna be big, and I don't think it's gonna bomb. I try to keep my feelings neutral, so I don't get my feelings hurt. You know what I mean?
Right.
For real. And I came in there with that same expectations of just do your job, do what you're supposed to do, and help them edit it to make it as good as possible. But man, it blew up. I think what episode did I start noticing that it blew up on? I can't remember, man. I think it was like maybe our 4th or 5th episode. I think a news publication picked it up.
You was on
HuffPost.
You was on Huffington Post.
When Huffington Post started picking it up, they started, each one we released, they started like doing like a news reporting of each episode. And I was like, damn, that's big. Oh yeah, Huffington Post
each episode?
Like, each one we released, they're like, Thug Notes is back with a new episode. And I'm like, damn, HuffPo is big. And people started like I still had to work. I still had like a bartending job. So I'll be at my bartending job and people would like come up to me and be like, yo, are you Thug Notes? And I'd be like, damn, okay. People starting to see me at work. And it was just different. Like I would get spotted in different places. That's when I started to realize, I was like, oh man, this shit is real big. And I remember one time I was in San Francisco doing some shows. And I was at one of my favorite burrito spots when I used to live up there. And I'm just ordering my burrito, talking to the guys. I ain't seen them in a minute. And this dude was like, Thug Notes! This guy just yelled it in the door. And everybody just looks at me. And I was like, yeah, what's up? So, that shit hit. That shit hit hard. And I got a lot of love and got a lot more gigs and, other things off of that. It was great.
Of course, man. Like, I could only imagine, man. If I would have saw you, I would have said the same shit.
Great. Sometimes I'll be. I work right. My job right now is I'm a producer at that show Ridiculousness on MTV.
Okay. Rob.
One of the guys that work on the show. I've probably been there for like 6 months. And this guy, damn, what's his name? I mean, I haven't been at work in like, was it Matt? I think Matt. Yeah, Matt. Matt comes in the office and he's like, yo, Greg, you're Thug Notes. And I'm like, oh, yeah. He's like, man, I thought you looked fucking familiar because he was doing like educational stuff on YouTube. So yeah, man, it's great, Freddie. It's fucking, I love it.
Right. I wouldn't even. I've been waiting, bro. I've been over here waiting. Like, yo, I already seen like I want to say 80% of these episodes, and I'm like, man, I'm waiting for another season. I've been waiting for you to do holes.
Yeah.
You know those buck holes? I've been tweeting you, bro. I've been like, yo, please, just like I've been putting in the comment section holes.
I've seen holes and a lot in the comment section. I don't know, man.
Bro, you could make
we could do that
Harry Potter, right? That whole series, bro, and then you could do it just by like by parts, or whatever. Like I'm like, dude, there's like so many good movies. I mean, so many good books, and like that you could still talk about. You don't have to stop at 100.
It's a whole thing now. The show got big, and we got producers involved and. Mm-hmm. Big companies involved now, so it's like back in the day, we could just hey Greg, let's do this movie, and we'll get the writers to write up, and I punch up the script. But now it's a it's
whole
not
corporate
super
thing and
corporate
stuff like
yet,
that.
But I mean, they try to sell it to other companies, and it's a big thing now. So when people ask me like, "What's up with Thug Notes?" I'm like, man, it's out of my control, man. I can't, I go.
We out here waiting, bro.
I had so much fun with it. It's such an easy character to do. I love doing it. So, it'd be dope if we can get that on Comedy Central and we can really flip it. But, so it might happen.
Oh
Oh
my
man,
god, that would be
it'd be
so
so
great on
fun. Or
Comedy
Quibi
Central.
or whatever,
Or
you know.
like,
But it might,
yeah.
it might
Oh,
happen.
that
It
would be
might
so
not.
good.
I don't know.
You know where I found you also? I think I actually hit you up, and that's when you I guess I finally got your attention. Was was when I was home just chilling,
Yeah.
and I was watching Amazon Prime, and you just popped up. It was like Thug Notes. I was like, how did Amazon Prime know that I watched Thug Notes on YouTube? I was like, what the fuck? And then I took a picture and then I sent it to you. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
Thug
man, we
Notes
got
is
that
on
deal. I
Amazon
remember when
Prime.
we got that deal, and I was like, "Oh, man, that's dope." So like more people, you want your people back home to see you doing something, and like I'm like, "Oh, it's on Amazon." I got family and friends that can easily check that out. So that was really cool, man.
Right. I tell a lot of people like I want to say like whenever I talk about a book or something like that, I'm like, yo, like if we're gonna talk about a book, just give me like 5
I love it. Hell
minutes.
yeah.
Like 5 minutes. I'll be like, yo, give me. I'll know this book. I'll know this book
I'll be
in and
right
out,
back.
bro. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Like, all right, now I know. Yo, that dude, Jeffrey's an asshole.
Right? And with the language, man, it makes you understand it more. You know what I mean? Like the way we break it down, it just helps. I think. Yeah.
Like you started the show. I think it came out in 2013.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Right, 7. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. I'll do my homework. I ain't playing games. I am a real fan. I also bought the book. There's a book called Thug Notes. There's an audio book
from that audio book.
Thug Notes. Really?
No.
Why, you couldn't take a break or anything like that?
I think we did that audio book in like 3 days. And it was just, man, it was hard. Just keep going and going. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to say this shit.
I could only imagine.
Yeah, it was great. It was fun, man.
Right.
Yeah, you got to do it the same way.
On the show. Right. So yeah, man. So yeah, whenever I talk to people and like a lot of the show yeah, I wish I had this book, or I wish this was around, or Thug Notes was around when I was in high school, because I desperately needed it. Like I had to read Frankenstein, which was the last episode of season 1, by the way. And I was having I graduated 2007, so like I was 7 years beforehand, but I was having such a hard time reading that book. I just squeaked by that. I think I
that's a
just
hard book,
passed
man.
that class.
Mary too.
See?
Mary Shelley trying to show her shit too.
Yeah. Right, like so many different, like a lot, like especially like in the hood and stuff like that. Like I grew up in the Bronx, New York. Right, I moved around a lot. I went from the Bronx to then I moved to San Diego, California. Yeah, I used to live in San Diego. Yeah. The Bronx to San Diego, just cause my my stepfather had like family in
How old were you?
San Diego, California. I had to be. This was 6th grade, fifth grade, entering 6th grade.
That's still a big culture shock, man.
Nah. Yeah, I was just like, what up? Like, I never seen a palm tree. Like, what? And then California's so big. I was just like, so where's the train? I was like, there's no train here. Like,
oh man, what? The Bronx to San Diego. No. San Diego is weird. That's a weird ass place.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's pretty.
Right. And then like there's no yeah, it was beautiful. That's one thing for sure. It was so beautiful. Like one thing that really shocked me was not only was that like, I never like it was so many different things that was like totally different from New York because like I was there like one of the best. Like I love San Diego. I absolutely love living there because it was so nice. It was like it was always sunny. It rained. To me, it rained at nighttime. I was like such a naive kid that down there. Like it was like because I was like it doesn't rain, but yet when you wake up in the morning, you're going to school, the like grass is always wet. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so I was like, so does it rain at nighttime?
Because I mean, like East Coast, I'm from Virginia, right? And where I'm from, it's grimy. It's grimy where I'm from.
Right.
But you know, it's still cool. It's hood. It's love. Right. But when I first moved out to Cali, I was like, oh man, everybody like kind of like sweet and like hella laid back and just like chill, you know.
Chill as fuck. And that's why I love it because that's how I am. I'm chill as fuck. Like everybody I know, they'll be like, "Yo, you're just like the chillest."
Yeah, man, I ain't trying to, you know,
I'm just like, just how I am.
Out. You know, I mean, I want to have some fun, but I mean, if y'all, come on, man, I'm just trying to relax. Well, that's the weed too. It's so much like the weed culture in Cali is so prominent that like people don't even. It's not even weed out here. You know what I mean? It's not even. Yeah, so it makes everybody like so chill and like very bro-ish and the beach and the weather, you know. Yeah. How old was you when you left?
We was only able to live there for like 9 months until we had to go back because it was so expensive to live there at that time. And I just didn't get it. I was just like, what? What do you mean we had to go back? I was like, because like, you know, it was so crazy because like right across the street from us was like a trailer park. And when I was going to school, right, and I went to school like up the block, it was like a school called like Hawthorne or something like that. No. It was something. I don't know. I forgot. Like I know Hawthorne is like where the school I went to when I came back to Jersey. But like, what's funny is that I met kids like you go from kids being named Jamal, you know, Jaquil, you know, all these hood names and stuff. I want to say hood names, but like, you know, damn, you know, Teresa, Dominic, and everything like that. And then you go to like a white school, Hunter. And you got Amber, Jack, Hunter. Right. And then you have like this one, the only black kid named Clifford. Like, I was like, what? I was like, and then they see me, you know, my name is Federico, and I just have everybody call me Freddie for short because everybody always messes up my name. What they calling you? What I mean, like, if they try, you know what I'm saying? When they try to say Federico, just Freddie.
They say it first.
The way exactly how you said it. Federico, and I'm just like, bro, I like listen, it's a very Spanish name. If you don't say it correctly, it like annoys me. So I was just like, yo, just call me Freddie. Everybody's Freddie, right? So what's it called? The only people that say my name correctly are just only Spanish people.
How you pronounce it? How you sound it? Slowly say it.
That's it. You say okay. So you have to roll the tongue, right?
Okay.
You have to roll it. So it's Fe.
You want me to roll it on Rico?
That's how you have to say it. Fed. It's not fed. It's fed. Right. Fed. You don't say the D first. You don't say the D. You it's like in 4 parts. You say F-E. You say like it said fee. You bet fed, and then de is D-E, right? And then re, you know, re, and then but you got to roll the R. Roll the R, bro. You're just saying it all wrong.
I can't roll it, man.
Federico.
I can't roll.
Go. There it is. Oh, you got it a little bit. I was like, you know what? You pass. I was like, you pass. You got that. You got that
So
far.
did y'all
get
go
an A.
back
It's
to
not
the
an A
Bronx
plus. You get
after
an
San Diego?
A. we went. We went to we had to drive, my dude. We drove. We took a U-Haul from San Diego to New York. And that shit was
dog,
like
I've been there before.
5 or 7 days. And but let me tell you, bro, as long as that trip was, I think I had a great time on that trip. Because I saw like so many different places. Like we drove through like Vegas and stuff like that, and we saw like the whole country. You know, pretty much we saw like a lot of country stuff and everything like that. So I got to experience
man. A lot of people
that.
don't. I mean, you're from the Bronx, man. You know, I'm from the when I travel, man, I'm like, man, it's a lot of cats I know that will never experience this shit. You know.
Right. So then, like, so then we went to New York. Then we moved to Massachusetts, because my mom had to live with her sisters and my aunts and stuff like that. So we moved over there for a little bit. Came back to New York, to White Plains. Then we moved to, Then we moved to Newark, New Jersey. And then I just lived in Newark, New Jersey since I want to say till 25. So I was 13 when I got there. I stayed there for like till 25, so like 12 years, and then I moved to Elizabeth, and I've been here ever since.
Okay, all right, cool.
It's right next door.
When y'all were in Massachusetts,
like
where were y'all?
Next
in Boston?
That's it.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah,
no, we was in New Bedford.
Though, man. I mean, it's a lot of bouncing around, but you've been on a lot of different experiences and seen a lot of different people. That's cool. Yeah,
like the story I was gonna tell you when I was in Cali, like, cause that was like really is a culture shock. Cause I followed the girl, like, she was a friend of mine. Her name was Amber, and we was walking home together, right? But I was walking home. I didn't know where she lived, right? So, but you know, we had the same class and we were just talking, and so we're walking down the road, and I was gonna cross the street, and then like right across from where I lived, there was a trailer park, but it was like it's like one entrance and one exit, and it was like it had like some type of white fence with some bushes over it. It's like so nobody could see what's on the other side. And I was walking, and then she was gonna go in there, and I looked at her. I was like, yo, Amber, like in my New York voice. I was like, yo, Amber, like what's over there? And she was like, this is a trailer park. I was like, what's a trailer park? Right? And then she was like, you don't know what the trailer park is? I was like, no. I'm like, what is that? And I was like, we have, like, if you want to know what a trailer park is, it's pretty much, and you from the city, a trailer park is just think of a building, right? But every floor is its own little trailer. You could say that. You know, every apartment is just it's an apartment building, but just in a space without being on top of each other. That's pretty much what it is.
No, that totally makes sense. Like,
if that makes sense.
I mean, it's hard to coming from like the city. Like, I think it's hard to like even imagine what a trailer park. Cause I mean now I'm like, trailer parks ain't so bad. You know, people think trailer parks are like trashy. I'm like, them shit ain't bad at all. You got space. Right.
Yeah. Like, and she didn't explain that to me, and I was like, because I guess she was ashamed, I guess, a little bit. And I was just looking at her like, what do you gotta be? Like, I don't know what this is, right? Like, what is wrong? Like, what's the problem? Like, dude, I was from the hood, man. You know,
they don't get that.
This in the hallways, we had, like roaches, and you know, like I don't like. What do you mean? Like, you can't tell me like nothing that's
What
really
you talking
bad out
about?
here. What, you got a front yard? Like, damn. Like, I didn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
like what?
what you
Like, damn. I didn't have a front yard. Shit, I'll be lucky to get.
talking-
I'll be lucky to freaking make it to
Nah,
the
man.
park.
My first time moving out here, and like one of my friends I made, it was like, "Let me show you around." And I was like, he was like, "Yeah, this is projects." And I was like, "Oh, these are projects? The nicest projects I've ever seen." You got palm trees in your projects. Oh, this is beautiful.
Shit, I had like some fake ass trees when I'm in my projects. Shit, these things never fucking. The leaves never fell down. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It should be.
That's that beauty, though.
Should
That's
be
the beauty
full of
like,
leaves in the
going
wintertime.
places, right? It just changes your perspective on everything.
Definitely. I think people should travel more. I mean, even though it's expensive though, but like, try to find a way, man. Try to find a way.
Into the DR?
Right. Huh? Yeah, I've been to the DR. The first time I ever went to the Dominican Republic was when I was 16. Yeah. So I went there.
Yeah, I love it.
DR is a whole different world, man. Dude, I got my first beer. I drank my first beer at 16 in DR in front of the cops. And the cops out there had like
guns,
they look militant as hell, man. They had like big ass guns, bro. I was, what the? I was like, our cops out here don't walk around like that. But yeah, they just looked at me and I looked at them and I had a beer in my hand. I was like, oh shit. Right? And then, but they just like kept walking. I was like, so this is all right. Like, I could just
beautiful, man. Beautiful women. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, that was great.
I was like, right.
Okay.
I'm from my family's from Santiago in DR. Yeah. So, and my grandmother has a house out there, even though, like, you know, she spent pretty much my entire life trying to buy a house. You know, yeah.
No doubt.
Building up money from here, working as a, like, she cleans buildings. Right. So she, you know, all these high story buildings and stuff like that, she cleans the bathrooms and all that other stuff. She's been doing that for like 30 years, and she finally got enough money over that long amount of time to build a house in DR. Yeah, I was like, that's super patience, and that is like,
she got what she wanted, though.
Yeah, one track mind. Yep, she definitely did. But yeah, man. Let me see what else. Do you have any, like, what was your favorite moment, or like what, when you were down, right? And this my episodes on the show is usually like an hour long, and we're like at 53 mark. So, you know, if you want to cut it short, we can always cut it short. But okay. So, like, what was your favorite moment doing comedy or doing the show? That or what's your funniest moment?
A favorite? Doing Thug Notes?
Do you have a favorite episode?
I don't know. I mean, we've had so many, you know, cool moments on that show, and so many different things have happened. I think the Entertainment Weekly did like an ad of on Thug Notes, and it was in Entertainment Weekly, and the magazine came out, and like the homies, I was working this really shit job that I didn't like at the time, when it came out in the magazine, and you know, I just didn't even talk about it that much. And after work, me and my lady, we went and bought like a bunch of the magazines. And I just think that was a cool moment to just, like, you're doing something that you want to do and it's doing well, but you still got to do the shit that pays the bills. You know what I mean? Until it starts changing. So I mean, those moments like that really like stay with me more. You know, when you're hustling and you're doing stuff right, but you still gotta go through the shit. You still gotta swim through the shit. You know, those are the moments I remember the most.
Right.
Hell yeah,
Gotcha.
keep going.
Okay, that's what motivates you and stuff like
things
that.
Things are going real good right now, but I'm still grinding and I'm still hustling because I want this shit to keep going.
Right. So like, I have a question because like, when I think about you, bro, and like the character Sparky, Sweets. Like I'm like, yo, this guy, like, he would be so good in so many like animated
voiceovers,
series and stuff like that, or animated show, like voiceovers and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, like that would be perfect because you don't need like a whole ton of people to do voiceovers. You know what I'm saying? You just like you got to show up. It'd be like one person or three people. Because there was someone I want to say I was following, but when I put in like voiceovers and what's it called? YouTube. There was an actor, a voiceover actor, who actually there is like people don't know that there are females playing male
the
characters on animated shows.
The Boondocks, Huey.
That's all Regina King. Oh my god.
All Regina King. Regina King does like 5 voices on the Boondocks. Yeah.
Wow, bro. Wow. So like this particular girl was she was the voice of Ash Ketchum.
Okay.
From Pokemon. Yeah. And she was she just did like a YouTube clip of, she was like, hey, I'm such and such and I'm doing a voiceover for Pokemon such and such episode, and I'm going to show you guys the process of how we do the voiceover roles and X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? How it's produced and X, Y, and Z. So it was like only 3 people. It was just like, well, I want to say 4, whoever's holding the camera, but it's like her and then this other person like on the 1s and 2s, I like to say, right, doing the switchboard, and then it's the producer or director telling her like how to say things or what she should say in X, Y, and Z. So I was like, yo, like, why can't we all just be like, listen, if we all just agree like to put on a mask and gloves, you know what I'm saying, to work, just take, put down the mask when you want to talk, but outside of that, you know what I'm saying, get back to work and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think you will be so good. And
it's a hustle though, man. It's fun. It's you'd be surprised. It's a lot like any other like. It's not that. I mean, it's not that it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
The people that I know that really, I got a friend in San Francisco he used to build like guitars and do all this stuff. And then he wanted to get into the voiceover game and he got deep. He built like a voiceover, he built like a studio in his closet. And it's so much work like internationally that you can do from voiceover. And it's not that hard. It's just, I think the hardest part about voiceover shit is like finding the gigs. People got voiceover agents and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's easy money. And like you said, you can do it from your own home, or when you do go into work, like when I was doing that audio book, you just wear your sweats and your t-shirt and it's just you and the producer in there, on the board. It's fun. You can do voiceover work, Freddie. You got that voice too. Oh, hell yeah.
You think so? I mean, I wouldn't say no to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the opportunity should come, but I don't even know where to start to look for an X, Y, and Z. But
that's where my homie finds a lot of stuff, and I think there's another. You know what? I'll find the other stuff because you got your mic and everything all set up. I mean, shit. If somebody was like, what? Okay.
What's funny? I'm a truck driver. right? So I'm one of the yeah. So I'm one of those essential workers. So I have I bought this headphones that was like $200. The only reason why I bought this thing is because like all my other headphones, don't you feel like, yo, when like this thing rings true, like you what's it called? You get what you pay for. Like, I had all these other crappy like $50, $70, $100 headphones that just eventually just mess up. This is just a headset with a mic on it, right?
Yeah.
For truck driving, I could just connect it to my phone. I had this for about a year now.
Yeah,
still strong, baby.
Man,
still going strong.
Man. Somebody need like a New York accent. Duh. For real.
Right. Or a New Jersey accent. Like, listen, this from Jersey. We will send you. I will take you, grab you by your legs.
Yeah, I love Jersey.
Right now.
This is funny.
Yeah, man. I think you will be so good. Like a show you will be so good is two of them.
My homie's on that show. Yeah.
Big Mouth on Netflix. Have you ever? I think you would be so good. I think you would be so good on that show. And also F is for Family with the Bill Burr show. Yep. I think those two spots would be like the perfect landing for you.
Are they doing another season?
Like I would love to hear you on that
so far. F is for Family. I know Big Mouth has had 2 seasons.
Big Mouth for which? That I don't think that show's going anywhere, bro. That shit is popular. Bill Burr is popular. They have to be. You know, we're still waiting. I think they did 2 episodes. I think they're doing. I think they got 3 seasons. So, or I think they got 2 seasons right now, but the 3rd season they're still working on. But because of this coronavirus thing, they had to stop. Because I listen to Bill Burr's podcast sometimes, and before this happened, he was, he said I had to go to the studio, or whatever, and talk, whatever.
Boy,
so, but then I'll stop. Wow. But yeah, man.
Wow, boy.
So to wrap up this episode, dude, I appreciate you so much coming onto the show. I'm a big fan of you, bro. I bought the audiobook. I'm not playing games. Like you did all that work, and just like J. Cole,
I appreciate it.
I love to see a black man get paid, right? You're welcome, my man. So tell everybody where they can find you.
Hit me up on Twitter, Greg the Grouch on Twitter. I'm putting out a lot of comedy, like little 1-minute comedy jokes. Follow me on Instagram, Greg Comedy, @GregComedy on Instagram. My website, gregcomedy.com. I also do a lot of artwork, GregEdwardsArt.com, and check out Thug Notes. And just hit me up. I'll try to respond back, and keep listening to Freddie, man. Draft Night Podcast, yo.
Oh, we didn't even get into your
Eagles fan,
your team, your sports team.
Hopefully we do something this year. I'm glad they got Jalen Hurts. All these quarterbacks.
Why?
They get all butt hurt. Like they bought the team. They don't own the team. You know what I mean?
Nah. Come on, bro. You guys have Carson Wentz?
Jalen at the end of the year, he gets hurt. So I mean, come on. What you want us to do?
All right, so what I want to do is not get Jalen Hurts, bro. You guys only drafted 1 wide receiver in the first round, but here's your 1 through 4th picks, right? 4th round pick. Your first pick, right? Yeah, you got Jalen Jagar, right? That's the first round. Okay. He's a wide receiver. Then in the 2nd round, you guys get Jalen Hurts. Yep. The 3rd round, you guys get linebacker Devon Taylor. Okay, and then you got in the 4th round, you guys get Kayvon Wallace. So, but there was like so many wide receivers. Like you guys had like no wide receivers last year.
Yeah, they were hurt.
No, but I'm saying like they was hurt and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So so Carson Wentz literally had to carry the team on his back, which he took you guys to the playoffs, which was really surprising, especially how many players were on your team. Yeah. I think what do you say? What do you say to that? Was it more good luck, or was it like just like the Cowboys was just they just can't do it, man? They're like what Stephen A says all the time. Like there's just a black cat running around in that stadium that just relentlessly just taunts the Cowboys to never let them win.
Because we were stanking it up early in the year. I mean, I think it was a lot of reasons too. You know, Sproles was hurt. Sproles was getting old. We kind of missed like that really short dude that we throw screens to a lot, you know, and our receiver game was off. And, you know, we didn't have Nick, you know, we missed our good luck charm, yo. And,
you know, it's so messed up. He goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. To Jacksonville Jaguars and gets hurt the first game.
Just pay him, like, you know, just pay him the money so he can stay there, and then you can do this again. Because Carson's great, but Carson's like a car that is always going to blow a tire on like the second to the last lap. You know what I mean? And you know, he's still gonna get you there, but you just need somebody to finish. He just needs a finisher, and it's all good. Like it's no big, but we need
a finisher.
Yeah, I know about Jalen.
Do you know about Oklahoma? Do you know about Jalen Hurts? Bro, he had such a rough going at this, like at football. Because check this out. He goes and wins the national title with Alabama. Jalen Hurts is in 2016, right? Then the following year, he gets back to the national championship game, right? But in halftime, he gets benched for Tua, who ends up going to the Dolphins, right? Then they win the game without him. So you just took your team to the national title game for the second time in a row. And then you get benched and see your backup win the game. So So now I have to be happy for my team and happy for my backup from winning the game. And then the next year, then check this out. Then the next year, you're the backup to your backup. He's the backup to his backup. And then Tua gets injured. So he goes back into the game to win the SEC title game, right? Then he transfers out because Tua's still there. He transfers out. He was like, you know what? I'm not going to get any burn here. I got to go somewhere else. Goes to Oklahoma, was the Heisman runner-up. And last year, he throws 32 touchdowns with 8 interceptions and also 20 rushing TDs. This man could have gone to another team. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm a Patriots fan, right? I'm a Patriots fan. I would have loved to get either Jalen Hurts or Jordan Love, but Belichick, he's some type of, I don't know what he's doing, but all I know is that we had like 22 picks between this year and next year, right? 22 draft picks. So, and then, but what I don't know what
he's trying to prove that
I don't know what Bill Belichick's trying to do, man.
Without,
I really don't.
Big name players. He's trying to prove that to Tom. He's trying to prove that to the owner. He's trying to prove that to everybody. Yeah, he is bugging.
He's bugging. Yeah, but you need at least one, like, you know what I'm saying, like one star player, bro, because this makes zero sense at all. I get it, like, you know, And then on top of that, the spin in the face. Then Tom Brady goes to Tampa Bay. Then Gronk comes out of retirement and says, "Bro, I want back, but you better trade me to Tampa Bay."
Is
I'm
Edelman,
like, damn.
Is still on the team?
And so, yeah. Yeah, he's still on the team, but he's injured. He had to go through, like, he had shoulder surgery, I think a rib and a knee or something like that, because he was just getting beat up in the slot all these years, and he's only been doing it for Brady. And he was just like, bro, if you leave him, bro, let me just get these surgeries done so I can just get my body right. And I think they're trying to trade him. I think I think Patriots are trying to trade him to the Lions because Matt Patricia was on our team once, with the coach on the team, so we trying to help him out. Well, Bill Belichick is anyway.
Let the whole thing. I'm so happy we got Jalen Hurts, dog. I love Jalen. That dude. He did so much, man.
You love Jalen.
Oh man,
you can't Jalen, man, because you got Carson Wentz.
He gets hit in the third quarter all the time.
Got to carry in the third quarter. That is rough. But you guys gave him a 4-year extension with $128 million.
He's gonna get hurt, but up until that point, that dude is the best. And then he gets hurt, and then we put in another dude. I'm just glad we got a dude that's like a hungry cat that's gonna take advantage of it. And then if Jalen, hopefully Jalen will stay, and then he'll get his burn in like 4 years. I hope so. I mean, he's going to be on that rookie contract for what?
I think Jalen's going to stay, bro.
Yeah, so he got to stay.
Yeah, for 5 years.
He got
to be on a rookie contract for 5 years, dog. I gotta wait for Carson. I gotta beg and plead and wait for Carson Wentz to get hurt.
I mean, you don't even gotta beg. You know Carson's going to get hurt. He gets hurt every year.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, it was like, all right, not yet, but all right, later. But what do you think about? I don't know if how much of sports have you been?
I know what's going on.
Okay. What do you think of Green Bay picking up Jordan Love in the first round?
I mean, look, Aaron.
Are you contrarian? Are you contrarian where everybody thinks the Saints bad? You're just like, you know what? That's a good move.
What's Aaron's last name? Aaron. Yeah, they picked up Aaron. He was the same age Brett was when they picked up Aaron. It's like, look, man. I'm just almost like, look, these quarterbacks are great, but it's also the team. You don't want to let the team go to shit. So you got to get somebody's backup. You got to get somebody's replacement. I mean, I do think Green Bay should, trade more for more receivers and to help Aaron out. But, Aaron's also an asshole. He's a dick to his coach and to everybody else. It's like, what you expect, dog? You got to be good to people, too. You can't just be a dick to your owner and to your boss. They're going to trade you out.
Well, the team is owned by the public in Green Bay.
Too. That's why they don't. You know how other teams have like a year or between 4 years that they kind of suck and then they get better. Green Bay can't afford to do that because their team is owned by the people, so they have to have something all the time. It can't go through 4 years of shit.
So let me ask you. So you think that? Because I don't think. All right. So either I'm looking at both these teams, the Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. So either two things are gonna happen. Because I don't believe Jalen Hurts is gonna want to be a backup. So I don't. Yeah, so I think Jalen Hurts. So they could they're either gonna keep Carson Wentz because 2024 is when Carson Wentz's contract is up after that year. So they're either going to keep Carson or Jalen Hurts, or they're going to trade one of them before that time is up. And I think that they're going to do the same thing with Green Bay. They're either going to keep Aaron or trade Aaron.
I think Aaron's going to walk.
I think Aaron's going to
walk in like a year or two. Once it's yeah, I think he's going to walk.
Well, he's good through 2022, but he's
no. I don't think he's going to retire.
So he's going to stay there for 2 years and then retire.
I mean,
you think Green Bay's not going to want to trade for him?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that they don't lose nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm thinking with Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. I really feel like the Eagles are going to have to make a decision whether they want to keep either Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts. And
I think they understand now with Carson is that you have to have somebody good as backup. And Jalen might get that. He might understand that. He's going to have to just be a backup for like 4 years until you have to get rid of Carson. If Carson survives 4 years, I don't think medically he'll survive that long. Because I just don't think he,
wow.
I just don't think.
Okay.
It's not durable, man. I give Carson like
not durable.
4 years at the Eagles, and then he's going to bounce to go to another team and probably be there 2 years, and then it's a wrap for him. His body just can't handle it.
You think it's gonna be?
No, I mean at least
it's gonna be like an Andrew Luck situation.
I think Wentz is gonna be like, yeah. I think he's gonna be the same way. Yeah, I can't do it anymore now. Yeah, I do think Andrew Luck's gonna come back though. I think Andrew Luck will be back next year.
What?
Next year. I think that's the new trend. I think more football players.
Next year?
Woo, I got to give my body a break for a year, and then I'm going to come back. I think they're going to start doing that more. It's already happening. Percy Harvin is trying to come back. He took like 4 years off, 3 years off. Percy Harvin, receiver that used to play for the. Yeah. I think he's trying to come back. Man, them hits.
Percy Harvin.
Man, gotcha. they gotta take it easy for a year, and they've been playing like people don't get it. These cats been playing ball since they were like 6-7 years old. Every year, I mean, all that pain on your body for all those years, just running constantly, duh. Practice and just being in that shit.
All those hits,
time. Nah, man, they need a break every once in a while.
When Gronk retired and everybody was wondering why, because he was like still young and stuff like that. Like he did an interview and he said like one of the things that captured my attention was that people was talking about like all his injuries and stuff like that, and I just saw the hits that he was taking. I was like, dude, like he had some arm surgeries, some back surgeries, some knee surgeries, because they was going after his legs like heavy, dude. They was going after his legs heavy. And then he said that he was like, I had so many injuries and like I was like hurt all the time, and he said that I just like football wasn't fun anymore. And like, and he said that that's why I'm giving it up, because I just like lost like the love for the game. Like I just lost it because it just he was crying saying it, you know what I'm saying?
Military, it's like do your job,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then he takes a year off and comes back and plays for. He was like, "Bro, give me the Tampa Bay where the sun is shining and my taxes are free right now. There's no state income tax. I want to keep that. Get that $10 million, baby. Come back for $10 million for a year. I think I'll do that too." I'm like, you know what? Play for Tom Brady for $10 million in Tampa Bay, where no state income tax. I think I'll take that. I think
we're gonna let them run a couple routes, chill out. We're gonna save you for the game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Tampa's gonna be as hard as Brady wants it to be.
I think they're gonna do real good, actually. I hope Brady don't destroy it.
Yeah, good offense. That offense is ridiculous, man. That offense is ridiculous. They have they picked up in the first 3 rounds their offensive tackle to protect Brady. Then they got a safety in the second round.
Brady,
in the third round, they got a running back.
Every year you get hit. Every year you get at least one good lick. That's like, ugh. I mean, look, man, he takes one every once in a while. I just hope,
right.
I mean, he's 40. Well, he's gonna be 42. How old is he? 41.
Right.
43. Just look, man. I just hope he don't get licked.
43 right now.
You know, he's gonna get a good hit on him, man. It's gonna feel different this year. Feel real good. Yeah.
Man, that division is gonna be insane, though. You got Drew Brees, you got Matty Ice, and you have
Jameis with the Saints now too.
Buccaneers. Hold on. Yeah, he's the backup. It's the Panthers, and you got the Panthers. All three.
Who's the Panthers?
I think the Panthers have a good defense. I know the Saints have a good defense.
Exactly.
I don't even know. He's a new guy.
Yeah, they should have did Cam.
I'm talking about the defense. I'm talking about the defense. You know what I'm saying? That's
Cam's still out there, right?
I totally agree with that, man. I really agree with that. But still waiting for a team, man. I thought he should have gone to the Chargers, or Jacksonville. Because of Carson Wentz. Not Carson Wentz. Nick Foles. But I think Nick Foles went to
come on,
Bears.
Man. Nick is done. It's done. He's done. He's done.
Right. Got his leg broken.
The Bears should have got Cam. You know what's fucking Cam? If Cam went...
Yep, the Bears should have got Cam.
No, they got Mariota.
You know who else should have got Cam?
I like Marcus, man.
I think the Raiders should have picked up Cam.
Marcus is good. Marcus will be good, man. I'm telling you.
That is going to be a hard pass for me, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. No, he was not doing good. Wasn't he playing for... Yeah, he was on Jacksonville. Oh, Tennessee. My bad. Tennessee. Dude, you got Tannehill is now Tennessee.
Marcus was hurt up, man.
How you let Tannehill?
They told Tannehill, it was like, all right, look, this is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna let our beast of a running back take all the hits, and you throw the ball 5 times. If they would have told Marcus to do it, Marcus would have did this. Derrick Henry.
Marcus Henry. What is that? Derrick Henry. Man, when we went touchdown, I was just like, when I was watching that game, from the first snap that Derrick Henry started running, I was like, yo, I think we're gonna lose.
He's the predator.
From the first snap, I was like, yo, nobody wants to hit this guy. Nobody wants to hit him. You know what it reminded me of? Like one time, when I was in high school and I was playing football, when our center didn't come to practice one time, and our center was a big, thick boy. He was a thick man, and because he had dreadlocks and everything too, and I was looking at him like, this guy, he's on the offensive line for a reason. So, but then he missed the practice, and I was on the in high school. I played on the freshman team and on the JV team as a freshman, so I was pretty good. But my coach goes, my coach is upset at him for missing practice because damn it, you're a center, okay?
Oh hell
So
no.
he goes, he tells the entire team to tackle the center. And I, being Mr., I was like one of the best defensive ends in the team. Because I made it I think I was the only one on the team that made it to JV squad. And I, like an idiot, was like, all right. So I just went at him, tried to tackle him. Dude, I think because of that, I think I lost feeling in my right shoulder. And he didn't go down. I went down. And ever since then, I could like pop my shoulder in and out of place. Because I didn't know what was going on with my shoulder because I couldn't feel it anymore. And I just moved it or like hit it to bring it back. I told my coach after that, I was like, Coach, I know practice just started, but I can't play right now. I can't practice. He was like, why? I was like, something happened to my shoulder. I don't even know. And then, but I was like, but I feel a snap. Okay, and I can't play. So he was like, you hit him that hard that your shoulder popped out? I was like, he hit me. I ran up to him to tackle him, but I felt like I was hit. Okay, I was down. So after ever since then, I was like, I don't think I'm hitting the big dude. So when I see Derrick Henry running, I was like, yo,
that is a career move. You're like, do I really want to hit this dude, or do I want to keep playing for a couple more years? I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna hit the legs, ankles quick.
Go after the legs, bro. Go after them.
So that's why
I'd be like, yo, 2 for 1, bro. I ain't hitting them by myself. I need somebody to come with me.
And if they would have gave Marcus that plan, Marcus would be fine.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. That is true, man. They just gave the ball to him like 50 times. Like, listen, Derek, you're going to run the ball like 50 times. Tannehill, you're going to throw the ball like 10 times. Same strategy that freaking San Francisco. Right? 8 passes. Just let this behemoth of a mammoth of a man just run with the ball. Okay? Nobody's going to want to hit him. He always gets like 5 yards for a reason.
They gave Tannehill that new contract and they didn't give Derrick Henry a new contract. I'd be like, fuck that. Yeah.
That is true. What I would do, because sometimes because here's the thing though, if you don't play, you get fined or whatever.
Yeah, man.
But also I like for running backs, I get sitting out, right? But for other players, I don't think that's a smart move because, bro, like you got to get your money. You know what I'm saying? But because a running back's life really depends on 2 things: either their age for one, and how many hits and how many carries they had. You feel me? So it makes a lot of sense for a running back to sit out than like a different player.
It's just so like to do running backs, man.
Like Dak Prescott. But go ahead.
Yeah, I feel bad for Derrick Henry because he's the only reason they won those games.
Mm-hmm. 100%, 100%. But you know what they have to do though? The players, as much as they complain and stuff like that about their contracts and stuff like that, you have to get onto that. Players. You have to get into the players association. You know what I'm saying? That players. What is it called? The union. Yeah, you have to be a leader on the union. Otherwise, no one's gonna defend or stick up for your position. You know what I'm saying? Like the dudes that are on the players union, the president of the players union, the people that negotiate.
A lot of those cats don't even.
Who even remembers their names?
I saw that.
You know?
They didn't even vote.
Right. Yeah, a lot of them don't even play. And then there was, and then a lot of them like, yo, if you really want to have a voice, you got to go to, you got to be a leader in that talks, because outside of that, like, if you leave it up to the players, like, majority of the players aren't making the same amount of money as you are. You feel me? Or the top guys. So whatever little money they could get, there's still little money they'll be willing to take. You didn't want the big players, the really star players, they didn't want 17 games. But the other players that didn't make as much money as you, there you go. You dangle like $2 million in front of them. They're like, hell yeah, I'll take that. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Fred.
Yeah, man. Well, I think that's where we could leave it. This has been a great show. I appreciate you so much for coming on to the show. Everyone look out for Greg Edwards. Follow him on Twitter. Go on to Thug Notes on YouTube and Wisecrack. Man, let's start a hashtag bring Thug Notes back. Okay. And let's get that trending on Twitter. Hopefully somebody picks it up and just calls up Greg like, yo, you know what? I saw this.
Freddie, man, I appreciate it.
Think we could do something with this. And that would be awesome.
You too, man. Take it easy.
I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much for coming on, buddy. You take care, all right? All right. Peace.
All right. Peace.
Guys, give me that Sparky Sweets. Peace.
All right, take it easy.
Ah!